Welcome to Discussion Sentai Loserger. I'm Loser Blue,
And I'm Loser Yellow.
and this is a show where we talk about the newest episodes of Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. This week we're talking about Kamen Rider Zeztz, episode 13, and Gozyuger, episode 41. We always start with Rider, so Yellow, what'd you think of episode 13?
Episode 13 of Kamen Rider Zeztz was pretty good. There's a lot happening now, and the plot is actually starting to develop. We're not just in that monster of the week kind of formula. We're moving into a little more what I'm going to assume is like the first quarter, third of the story moving forward.
Yeah. No, the plot's starting. We're learning more about Code and Zero, and there's some ambiguity as to how like morally good he is coming into the picture and stuff like that. I would say again, this episode, the episodic plot almost doesn't matter, right? Like you could have replaced it with any nightmare pretty much, and it would have been fine. Now, obviously, the kid did give Baku a pep talk, basically.
Yeah.
Effectively, the same pep talk he gave to the kid, like last episode. So there is something there. Don't get me wrong, but I don't feel like this series is going to be one where I care too much about the individual episode plots.
Mm.
Like the dreamers, I don't feel are going to be that important
No, I
compared
doubt it.
to compared to just the overarching stuff.
Now, Blue, what if like the child becomes like the next code agent? And that's what they were
No,
setting up. It
I
was
don't think
really important. The child was inspired by the end of the episode.
I don't think we're seeing that child again. Not at all. But yeah, no, it was a fun episode. Still thinking about the episodic stuff. Yeah, the meteor was the nightmare. What a shock! I don't know. Like
Wow.
that was the most obvious thing from like episode, and that's because they set up the precedent in the prison episode. Nightmares can be gigantic,
Yeah.
and they're not always a dude in suit.
It would have been hilarious to see like a guy walking around in a meteor costume. I would have loved it.
I mean, I've seen that. There have been meteor-themed monsters in other Tokusatsu shows. I remember there's one in Gozyuger. Yeah, like there's a big monster that's a meteor because he's the one that killed all the dinosaurs, and that's a
Mm.
dinosaur-themed one. But yeah, no, there is a lot going on in this episode. Basically, at the beginning, Nox has beaten Baku and destroyed all the capsules. They're all colorless. They're gone. He
They're
erased them
gone. They're
all.
erased. Yeah.
That's interesting. And then Baku basically has like a confidence crisis, right?
Hmm.
I can't be a secret agent. I'm just a guy.
I'm just I lost. How could I, the perfect number one agent, lose?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll admit I wasn't like super into that part. I get this is the first time he's like truly fully lost in a way. It's still like, I don't know, weird.
But there's a lot of tension between the paranormal affairs division and Baku now.
Yeah, they're adding some tension because Fujimi is only seeing Nox as his old partner who he failed. So he
Yeah.
doesn't want to view his old partner as anything but good. But Baku has only ever seen Nox be bad. He's only ever seen him working with the nightmares and being kind of an asshole. So that is like a conflict in that perception. Nox will probably end up being somewhere in the middle. Although the fact that he was helping this nightmare is like really bad because it was going to kill literally everyone.
Yeah.
That feels a bit weird. That feels like something he shouldn't want.
Unless there's something we don't know.
Yeah, I guess. I would say maybe there's something we don't know, but Zero did really want this mission completed. Like he wanted it solved.
But I'm starting not to trust Zero is the thing. Zero doesn't seem like a good person.
No, but he does say that to Nox, so he wouldn't have to pretend, right? If he is lying, he doesn't have to lie to Nox about being a good person, right? So he's like, I'll complete the mission at any cost, basically, even the agents,
Yeah.
which is like the big thing at the end of the episode. But yeah, so paranormal affairs. They have a fight. They're not friends anymore. They unfriended each other on Facebook.
Yep.
You know, big schism. Baku gets a pep talk from the little kid. It's nice. It's a good moment. Calls back to the previous episode. Gets his confidence back and goes back in.
And then he's allowed to pull on the machine again because he's not
Yeah.
depressed anymore.
And also because he would be literally useless without a capsule.
No, we just need like Baku outside of a suit, just fist fighting the Nightmare and
Yeah.
Nox. So he transforms into gravity.
Yeah, he gives us the gravity suit.
I like the color. I don't know if I like the dumb punch gloves.
Yeah, I think that the punch gloves are a bit silly. I've seen similar things in suits before. What I really don't like is when he's holding the scythe with the punch gloves. That looks really bad.
Gravity is a great ability, but it feels too strong. Like it feels like something that would be used as like a super form.
Yeah, maybe. I can see that. I don't know. I mean,
It also kind of just made Wing obsolete, even though
yeah.
Wing got deleted.
I mean, we said similar things about projection, and he's basically never used projection again.
Yeah.
I think he used it to like duplicate all the scythes when he was fighting the poison thing, but
Mm-hmm.
so who knows? Maybe gravity won't be used that heavily. And we're getting a super form next episode anyway, so
Yeah. That's because the gravity capsule gets erased too.
I mean maybe. We'll
Suit for
see.
one episode.
It's only used once. There's gotta be a suit out there like that. In like various shows that basically only got used like once.
Oh, for sure there is. And it's going to be something like, I don't know, one of the O's suits because there's so many combinations with the core metals.
Yeah, I mean I wouldn't really count that a little bit. So yeah, he fights Nox and he actually kind of beats him, sorta. It's more like Nox goes like, "Okay, fine. You can try. Go ahead, give it a shot." And he does. And in a pretty cool finisher, he beats the giant ball.
Yeah, he just destroys the meteor by kicking it. Classic.
Woot.
But unfortunately, Zeztz let a foolish dream come true and creates a black hole.
Yeah. Creates a black hole and gets sucked inside of it along with the nightmare, and he doesn't wake up. Is the
Yeah.
big thing at the end. He doesn't wake up. And the sister goes and talks to Zero about it.
And then Zero says, hey, well, if you tell anyone what I'm about to tell you, I'm gonna have to kill you.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem very nice.
Yeah, and it seems she agreed to be told whatever it is, so.
Yeah.
And we get a scene between Nox and Zero Two, where we learn that Nox was agent code number 4.
So it wasn't what we were expecting, but we did kind of suss out that Nox and Zero had some sort of past relationship, and Nox was a former code agent. Just not number 4. Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. I'm curious about the 4 thing, because I know 4 is considered an unlucky number in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
because it sounds like death. I think that's what it is. Because I think 4 is she, right?
I think so. I think
And
so.
I've watched enough anime that I know when someone yells like "shine," it's like telling someone to die or something like that. Like I've
Mm.
heard that enough, so I'm pretty sure that's it. It's an unlucky number. So I don't know what that really means. Maybe just giving him the edgy number for fun, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously Baku is 7 because this is the 7th Reiwa show, and 007 is classic secret agent
Yeah,
stuff.
and well, and 7's a traditionally lucky number in a lot of cultures.
That's also true. It's also really easy to turn the triple sevens that show up when he does his finishers into Zeds.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, Anox is a former agent. He thinks capsims are bad. Why exactly? Not fully sure. I guess we'll have to see what happened to Baku, because obviously he didn't wake up. Maybe
Yeah.
something similar happened to Nox. Obviously Baku's gonna get back, right?
Yeah,
He's not
he'll
gonna be.
come back at some point unless we get code number 8, and then that becomes a plot issue.
sister secondary rider becomes code
Ooh,
number 8.
hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Nox is technically considered a rider.
Like, I don't think he's considered one yet, but when he flips to being a good boy, which I think Nox will flip into being a good boy, and there's probably going to be a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? There's going to be a lot of tension between the agents and the organization of Code, and then he'll be
Yeah,
like Kamen Rider or something. Like the same thing happened
yeah.
with Machine Chaser before he became whatever it was. Drive was a decade ago.
Wasn't he Kamen Rider Chase? Wasn't it
I
just
think he was
Chase?
Kamen Rider Chase.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, we recently shoot, why am I forgetting what it's called? I was okay with this series, but I cannot remember its name. It's the one about alchemy and the chemi cards. It's a recent one. I can't remember its name off the top of my head. I'm really tired right now. That one had a writer that previously had a transformation that wasn't like writer. It
Hmm.
wasn't like a writer transformation. He had something before that. So it could be something like that. But before that happens, we need to learn a lot more about code. That's the big thing there. Gotchard. Gotchard was the show.
Mm.
It is a weird name it's not a normal word, and it was just a little bit of a forgettable show, but whatever. But we need to learn a lot more about code before we can allow Nox to become a good guy.
Yeah.
And we need to know more about nightmares, because again, if Nox is going to let this nightmare happen, based on everything we know, it was going to destroy everyone. Like everyone was going to die, based on the information we have been presented with.
All right, Blue. So it's a dream within a dream. And if the
Okay.
Earth got destroyed, everyone would have woken up, and Code doesn't want that. That's totally what's gonna happen.
Everyone's inside the infinite Tsukuyomi. I mean, that could be weird and interesting. It would maybe explain, well, one, it would explain how the mind room manifested in reality,
Mm-hmm.
and it would also explain why his powers can work in real life. Obviously, we don't really need to explain how the powers work in real life, right? Like,
Yeah,
they're superpowers. There isn't really much explanation for them at all.
they kind of just are.
Yeah, if it was some weird dream within a dream thing, you have to be really careful with that because when you get on too many levels of dreams, it begins to feel really pointless, right?
Yeah.
There still needs to be like consequence and stuff.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing more because next week they're saying that the power that gives color must be erased. Whatever that means.
Well, I
Does it
mean,
have
that
to
just
do with the
is,
four colors and the four elements, or is it just like the capsums in general?
that relates to Nox's powers in general
Yeah.
because erase, like, it turns the capsums monochrome, like they turned
Mhm.
white and black. So he's removing color, he's erasing color. So maybe there's something that creates capsums, and that's the thing that gives them color, and he wants to erase that. We are getting like a super form, a yellow lightning form. Okay, Gozyuger episode 41. What are your thoughts?
Number One Sentai Gozyuger, episode 31, was also kind of. No, it wasn't just kind of. It was really good. We're actually moving into the end game. We're probably about 10 episodes out from the end. Not even, maybe even 6, something like that. And the plot's moving forward. It's actually not just number one battles anymore, and a couple episodes of like, hey, let's, do a couple focus episodes on this character because we built up to them for a little while. So the Bryden are making moves, and I'm happy.
We're at a point now where they definitely need to start building towards the end game, and that's obviously what they're doing here.
Yeah.
The Bride go on the offensive. Tega June finally gets her pilot, and she captures Goode Burn, the Prince of Destruction. And her pilot's creation, so destruction, creation, make a new world, it all makes sense. So that's working out. I'm very glad that things are moving forward. I am curious as to how many more episodes there will be, right?
If I were to guess, probably 8. We'll do two more months. End at 49 or 50. They'll end at 50. It's gonna be 50. It's Sentai 50. It's gonna be 50 episodes.
I mean,
Uh,
that would make the most sense. I just think that because of the production issues, it could be cut a bit short.
yeah.
Ultimately, that's fine. We'll see how it goes. Just because something is a little shorter doesn't mean it's worse. But yeah, so obviously a big part of this episode is Bouquet and
Yes.
Rikuo's fight, and Bouquet really wants to kill him. She's really angry. Although she still can't destroy his merchandise properly. So obviously they're going to reconcile this somehow.
Yeah. Bouquet turns good after nonsense happens.
Something like that. Because in the end, Rico kind of says, like, I wish to make you smile, but like if you're actually gonna harm people, I will stop you. He has resolved himself to fight, but he's completely open to any other possibility. Which is fair. That's a very good guy motivation. I like the no one this week, the creation no one.
Yeah, the creation no one looked really cool.
Obviously this leads into actual like lore because the creation no one is possessing the woman who created Tega June,
Yes.
which is big because I was like, who is Tega June? What is this? Where did she
Yeah.
come from and what's that all about? And yeah, it seems like the woman who created Tega June, I don't know if they gave us a name.
I don't think they did. It was just some female scientist, is what they said.
Clearly she had a daughter and the daughter died. Something
Yeah.
happened to the daughter. So I guess this woman somehow studied Take a Sword and like kind of recreated him with an AI to create
Hmm.
Take June.
But like, she also created No One World, right?
Well, I assume Take June created No One World. Like she created Take June to be a synthetic Take a Sword to recreate the world. It didn't work, and that's what created No One World. I think that's what happens. And I guess the Calamity is not going to be involved in this at all. They were a villain from the one where Polar won. They were a
Yeah.
villain from that, and we don't have to worry about them anymore because they're not really being mentioned here. Now, obviously, depending on how many episodes we have left, they could still show up and hijack the plan. Like,
Yeah.
nothing's stopping them, but it feels like we're building to a bride and the final boss. So that's fine. So I'm glad that we now kind of know what Tega June's all about. And yeah, it makes a lot of sense that her destined pilot would be the no one that's possessing the person who literally created all of them. And then she kidnaps her son and grounds him.
Yeah, it's like you're coming home with me. No shared custody.
No, Tega Sword's gonna have to pay up.
So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting because the Bryden haven't really been much of a threat or like, even seen as actually evil. They're kind of just goofy little guys that love each other.
Yeah, it is really weird. And this could lead into something along the lines of obviously Bouquet is going to turn good. Like she's
Yeah.
going to get over her edgy phase here. Rikuo is going to make her smile. She's going to be a fan again. Maybe he'll say something like, "If I win, I'll use my wish to bring back Ribbon" or something like that because
Yeah.
it would make my fan happy, and that's what he's all about. Because I mean, really, his wish was just to become a famous idol, and technically, he can do that anyway,
Yeah.
right? He doesn't technically need the wish because he is pretty good at that.
He's already pretty popular.
So it'll be something like that. In terms of the other Bryden, I don't know. They really don't seem that bad. It feels weird that they want to destroy the world and recreate it somewhat.
Yeah,
When
they already have their own world to live in. Why do they need a second one?
is No One World just like really bad? Like, does it suck to live there? I don't know.
Well, Tega June's the queen. It's her fault, really. Like, it's just bad governing.
I mean, maybe it's imperfect, and Take June can't accept that, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, she created the Bryden, so they are very loyal to her.
Something's still up with Tega June, though. She didn't
Well,
create
yeah,
Ribbon correctly. She is corrupted or broken in some way, and maybe this is due to not having a pilot at the time, and now the creation no one is going to fix that.
yeah, it's something like that. It could be Kuon is connected to her right now and is corrupting her, like just his negative thoughts and feelings are corrupting Tega June. That's why Ribbon came out like a lot more violent than she was supposed to. And we see Kuon here like purposely trying to corrupt like Bouquet. He's like, your sister would want revenge. You're
Yeah,
gonna get revenge, right?
yeah, he's goading her into it.
I'm glad that he's being a little shit.
But he also said that he's running out of time.
Well, that's because he's supposed to get absorbed into Tega June, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably his time limit.
Yeah, he wants to accomplish his goals. What that is, destroying Tega June, maybe? Kuon Big Bad, Kuon Final Boss.
It would not surprise me if a final boss is Tega June gets all the power, and then Kuon like takes over her AI. Right? He gets absorbed in, but he takes over instead of Tega June. You know, that is not out of the realm of possibility. That's a pretty standard thing to do. And then they can beat him. Maybe Tega June and Tega Sword can get married for real. You know,
Oh,
it'll
yeah,
be great.
For real, for real.
For
Second
real, for
child.
real.
We'll get a mecha for one episode.
Maybe when Kuon does this, it messes up everything. A lot of reality gets really messed up, and Tega June and Tega Sword have to work together to fix everything. And obviously, with their son, big family moment, fun family outing to fix the universe. Totally possible. I have no idea exactly where it's going, though. So we'll see.
Keeping me on my toes. I like that.
We still need to get the last 2 rings.
Yep.
So there's still 2 episodes there. Basically, like there's got to be at least an episode for each.
If I'm being honest, I think the ring battle is going to be an epilogue, and the big bad in the final plot is going to be defeated in the penultimate episode, and then the final episode, like, I don't know, whoever ends up getting all the rings, and then the guy from episode 1, who isn't Boom Boom Red, shows up with the last 2 rings, and I don't know, whoever who beats him.
Maybe, or it could be like a pretty standard thing to do. I think would be they get all the rings and they use it to beat the big bad, right?
Yeah.
Like they use the combined power of all the rings and take a sword to beat the big bad. Like they use their wish for that, and then in appreciation, take a sword like grants them all their wish in like a more minor thing. Like he doesn't fully recreate reality for them, but you know he gives them a leg up.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know, just speculation about the ending at this stage. It still could be 2 months, so I don't know if Project Red has like a scheduled start time. I don't know if they've said that.
We might have it. We just don't know it yet.
No, yeah. I haven't looked too much into Project Red. I think I watched like the one teaser. I think that's it.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, we're going to talk about it when it comes out anyway, probably. So,
Yeah,
no
we're not
need to
just
worry.
dropping down to Rider. That would be cringe.
Truly. We'll have to up it to both Project Red and Precure. We're probably not doing
yes,
that.
yes, of course. You know, let's do Ultraman 2 while we're at it. I heard the new Ultraman's good.
I mean, Ultraman would be far more on brand. I haven't seen any Ultraman, actually. I've seen a few other Tokusatsu things, but not Ultraman. Okay, but yeah, no. Gozyuger was good. Ryuji got to do the Take a Sword mode. Finally. Good for him.
He was really happy about that.
He was really happy about it.
He deserved it, really.
It wasn't even really his episode. He's just like, I want to do it. Look how happy it makes me. You can make people happy too. Man, did Eagle like even have a line this episode?
He was singing while walking to the bridge with Hoeru at the beginning, and that's about it.
That's like it. I think that's the only thing he did like the whole episode. He just might as well have not been there. I did like the creation, No One's design. I did like that with all the hands and stuff, because obviously you make things with your hands. It's a good design. I like it.
The creation No One seems overpowered, and I think that's going to be a huge threat with them behind the wheel of Tega June.
Well, basically, I think at this point, they're not really going to be in charge. Like, they're not going to be really controlling Tega June. They're basically a battery for Tega June. Yeah. That's what it feels like. Okay, no, that's all we had to talk about this week. If you liked the episode, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. We'd appreciate it. Anyway, I've been Loser Blue.
And I've been Loser Yellow.
See ya.